Here's the problem with the Bible. Think of riding a bike. Imagine writing a book about riding a bike. You lay it all out, a really thick book, telling you the nature of the bike and how to ride it, how to balance what the bike is, what you should do, where you can go, how to properly ride a bike. And you give this to people, and they've never ridden a bike, but you make them memorize the book, forwards and backwards, and they all memorize it real well. Imagine also in this book that the people who wrote it did not want you to ride a bike. Because you see evidence of the bike around, but you've never ridden one, they need to create that book to include the evidence, but tear you away from it at the same time. So, because they don't want you to ride the bike, they have to be the authors of a book on how to ride it. Does that make sense? I mean, logically, that would be the strategy, would it not? If you want to control people and keep them from being able to ride a bike, then you have to be the one in charge of all the information about the bike and all the instructions on how to ride it. So what you're going to do is you're going to mess it up. Imagine adding things in like to properly ride the bike, you have to make sure that you lean all the way to the left. And remember, you're not good enough to ride the bike. You don't really deserve to ride the bike. And the bike is angry with you, and you're going to have to beg the bike for mercy, and the odds that you're going to be able to do it successfully are almost nil. But memorize the book anyway. And you have all kinds of contradictions in this book. But the people can't argue with the contradictions because they've never ridden a bike. Well, this is a metaphor, of course, and I can tell you something about Christ. He was a bike rider, and he rode the bike. And he was trying to get all of you to ride the bike. Instead, they're trying to get you to ride him. How do you control people? Why did they steal the teachings of Christ? Because his truth was so pure and of an understanding they didn't have that it's very alluring. So they had to take his teachings. But imagine this. Say you have 10 statements supposedly by Christ. Okay, make the first 7 authentic and then add 3 more to corrupt it and slip in a rule here and there. Some sort of rule about society and you that he didn't say. That's how you do it. And that's what they have done. And you're not going to be able to see what is and what is not until you ride a bike. If you haven't ridden a bike, how can you read a book about riding bikes that is corrupt and be able to see the corruption? If you haven't ridden a bike, you're not going to know what is true and what is not. He was a bike rider trying to get you to ride bikes, and they're trying to get you to ride him because they know if you try to ride him, you'll never ride the bike, and they got you. Let me ask you something. Did Christ feel like he needed to wear a specific outfit in order to be credible? Oh, that's right. No, he didn't. What book was this man regurgitating from? Oh, that's right. No book. He didn't need a book about riding bikes because he already knew how to do it. They're giving it a name and a procedure and a ritual called Christianity. What name did he give it? Oh, that's right. No name. You see, in the Bible they even tell you, watch out for people who give long, extended sermons for praise and their outer persona. It's right in there. But with mind control, which is what religion is, people cannot allow themselves to see the direct contradictions. The parables, you have to understand that the knowledge he had is non-translatable. In other words, if you read a book about riding a bike, you can read it all you want. You can memorize it forwards and backwards and dedicate your life to that book. Someone puts you on a bike, you're going to fall. Period. Reading a book about riding a bike is not the same as intuitively riding a bike. And they know that. They know that all too well, you see, because Satan controls religion. And it loves it. It loves that you're memorizing this book on how to ride a bike. Do you understand? That's Satan's preference. It prefers that because at the right moment, for everybody who's memorized that book about riding bikes, Satan will put you on that bike and you're going to fall in the crucial time because you've depended upon a fraudulent book about bike riding. When the irony is, you're naturally a bike rider. Parables are metaphors, okay? And they're meant to draw upon some sort of experience you've had to tune your mind to an understanding outside of descriptive words. Whatever Christ said to people when he was talking with them, if that happened, of course, would have been in the moment, catered to whoever he was speaking to. So he went on using parable after parable, metaphor after metaphor, because you can only bring people to the truth with metaphor. You can't tell them the truth with metaphor. So he'll try it again. It's like this and this. It's like this and this and this. To try to tune the mind to an experience that would be close, because you know what it's like to ride a bike, so you try to draw upon something they might have done that would assist them, that the rules and regulations of control are keeping them from knowing. You work with what you got. That's what metaphors are. An attempt to work with what you've got, with understandings that you know exist in the people that you're trying to bring to a different understanding. Does that make sense? The problem is, the majority of these used car salesmen everybody calls priests, is that they're not qualified to teach you about spirit. You've been told that they are, but they're not. Do you understand that they are practicing occult Satanism, whether they know it or not? Some of them were probably indoctrinated into Catholicism. Others were indoctrinated into Satanism and are posing as Catholic priests. Either way, they're recruiting and manipulating people with it. And if somebody does know about the occult side of it, they're not going to tell you anyway. So you have to know the truth in order to be able to see this. They're not qualified to teach you about spirit. Why? Because even if their intentions are good, they've learned about God from the Bible. These people aren't qualified to teach you about spirit any more than somebody's qualified to teach you how to ride a bike who's only read a book about riding a bike, and a fraudulent one at that, and has never ridden one themselves. They're not qualified. But because the mind control is so stiff and so strong, and there's so much fear of the unknown attached to it, the people that desperately want to ride a bike but have been programmed with this would rather kill somebody who can show them how to ride the bike because of the fear and the mind control, which is what happened to Christ. Catholicism is pure Satanism. The problem is you shouldn't need to be told that. You should be able to see that. Priests that come out and need their audience and admiration in their temple. Why does God need a temple, a building? What? It means nothing. But they get off on that because everybody gives the priest their love. I gotta be nice to a priest so I get into heaven. They don't give anything back. They just absorb the love, which is what a lot of spiritual, quote, gurus do. They absorb your energy through admiration. Let go of the book. Trust yourself. Listen, you won't believe this, but you were designed to ride that bike. That's your very design, and the book is keeping you from knowing that you naturally know how to ride it. Forget the rigidity of this book. Trust your instinct. The only way you can understand the parables given by whoever that man was is to learn them via your spirit in congruence with the spirit. Gain the knowledge so that you can look at the book and see what is true. Meaning, put the book down. It's not going anywhere. Put it down. And don't do it ritualistically through words. I'm going to pray for so-and-so and the Lord be thy name, blah, blah. That's all ritualistic and wrong. And if you pray like that, you're doing it from the mind and not the heart, and Satan knows that, which is why it wants you to use ritualistic prayer with words. And Christ knew that Satan would do that, which is why he would say, don't mindlessly mouth words. Trust your instinct. You have to stop the meaning you're projecting so that the real meaning can be revealed to you.